Lord.
Praise be to the Lord Christ.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Unbind him and let him go. What do you think? What must it be like to see Lazarus, to walk out of the cold, dark tomb after 4 days into the bright daylight? Well, we can only imagine. Stephen King, that prolific suspense author, wrote a short story. Well, it's not exactly a short story, but it's not a novel either. But the story he wrote was entitled Hope Springs Eternal. And that was later turned into an enduring movie classic called The Shawshank Redemption. It's the story of two prison lifers who turn friends while they're there in prison. One man was innocently convicted unjustly, the other was rightly serving his sentence for murder. But the story unfolds over 19 years or so. Andy, the innocent one, over time transformed the prison into a more humane place. And all the while, and ever so slowly, he's plotting his escape from that very place. The story, though, is told through a friend of his, the story of his friend Red. And Red also works hand in hand with Andy to transform the prison during that time. You may remember how the story goes. I think all of us have seen this movie. But one night, after suffering one more humiliating injustice, Andy decides to escape. Years of methodical planning had enabled Andy to establish a new life and indeed a new fortune outside the prison. Sometime later, his friend Red was paroled, and after spending most of his life in that prison, it's a shocking moment when Red walked through those prison gates into freedom. Imagine that. Imagine all that he has ever known for all those years are there behind him. The new life ahead is uncertain, it's frightening, but at the end of the story, it's liberating. You see, earlier in the story, another lifer had been granted parole as an elderly person. Prison life was all that he had ever known. He could not even fathom life outside of prison. So much so that he couldn't face it and ended up taking his own life. As for Andy and Red, well, they were reunited on the coast of Mexico to begin a new life and a new venture together. The prison gates would never, ever be a part of their life again. Jesus says, Lazarus, come out. Great biblical stories such as these and the so-called rising of Lazarus are often brought to life in great paintings. You've seen them. These works are grand and they're spectacular and they're oftentimes very solemn. But myth portray the greatness of God. One of my favorite drawings of the story of Lazarus is much more simple. In this drawing, you're actually seeing it through the eyes of Lazarus. Now imagine, you're the one that's in the dark tomb. And there's Jesus kneeling down in the low opening in the bright light with his arms outstretched. And Martha and Mary are there with him. And Jesus looking in, he says, Lazarus, come out. Come out. I have that drawing right outside, so we'll look at it after we're done here. You know, there are so many questions hanging over this story. Does Jesus resuscitate Lazarus just to make a point? What does Lazarus feel like being the object of this demonstration? Does Lazarus go on to live a long, productive life, only to die later? John, the author and the evangelist of this gospel, tells the story of Jesus in his gospel, the 7 great signs. The other gospels call them miracles, but John calls them signs. And the story of Lazarus is one of those 7. These signs show the power of God working in Jesus. Those who can see through the signs, they see God working in that person. Those who don't cannot understand what God is really doing here. So, which is worse, do you think? prematurely, never having to suffer again, or having to wake up back into this life with both its joys and its pains. We can only imagine. But the story of God and the story of God's people is the story of the human spirit trying to reflect the very Spirit of God. Many times falling short, many times finally reflecting God, yearning for life, yearning for relationship, yearning for wholeness, and finally being overcome by the grace of love and the acceptance of God. The prophet Ezekiel is a great story. The prophet Ezekiel's story, The Valley of Dry Bones, is a great story about life out of death. And it is a story. It's a story to make a point about God's intent. Ezekiel's point, or it's a story, as the theologian Marcus Ford says, it's a time when we need to take the Bible seriously, but not literally. But the point of the story is that God will stop at nothing to create enduring life. A people as hopeless as dead, dry bones are transformed into a living, breathing community of God's people. It can be done. I assure you it can be done because you are witnesses of that right here in this place. Jesus says to those gathered at the tomb of Lazarus, unbinding and letting go. Again, the author and the evangelist John calls these miracles of Jesus signs. They are outward signs of deeper realities, visible, demonstrable indications of God's nature and the intent of God. God's intent is life. Life lived in God, in community, being loved, being accepted, being included, always and forever. Unbind you and let yourself go free. In God's name.
Amen.